All right, can leveling up your scan tool game make you a better mechanic? Oh yeah, yes it can. This is the latest professional scan tool from launch. This is the X431 Pro3 ACE Elite. It's a lot of words there, but it does a lot. Today we're going to go over that and talk about how this can make you a better mechanic. A lot is new for 2024, including hardware. So what we're going to do is go over that first. Starting with the VCI, this is the launch DBS7. Now what's interesting about this is the inside here. Inside you've got some chips and other protocols that allow you to communicate with the newest FD protocol, the CAN FD. What that means is the brand new GMs, Chryslers, and some Europeans are running a very fast network called CAN FD. This VCI can communicate on that network, and it's going to give you extremely fast operations with the scan tool. You hit the button and bang, it's done. Just like computers are supposed to be in 2024, well actually are going to be, because it's just that much better. You're probably used to scanning a module and it just shows the progress bar and it takes kind of forever. FD protocol, lightning fast, huge difference, and this DB7 is what you need to get that done. And as far as the tablet goes, this is a 10-inch tablet running on Android 10. Now it's not the latest Android, but I think that's a good thing because this is going to be a much more stable platform. No crashes, no bugs, and it's a lot faster. And speaking of fast, it's got a fast boot up time. Let me go ahead and turn it off. Okay, there, it's starting to boot up now, so we can talk about some of the hardware features that you get on a tool like this. Starting with the ruggedization. It's got a really thick profile, it's got a lot of rubber overmold here, and I like that because this is a tool and I'm using it in the shop. I could drop it and I won't have to worry about it, or at least I don't think I will. I haven't done it yet, but I don't think I'll be breaking the glass screen or the internals on it. And there you go, it's already booted up, so it's really quick. A lot faster than the Samsung that I've been using. This is the Samsung tablet that I use with my Bluetooth dongle. And you've seen that, and I do recommend that for DIY use, but this is just leveling up. So let me go ahead and open up the X431 app. That's for diagnostics, and boom, we're ready to go. As soon as it's up there, you can start scanning your car. Super, super fast. There's no waiting around. And if you look on the back of it, it's got this kickstand. You can set it up on a desk and you can read without holding it. Also, you can put it right up here on your toolbox or on the steering wheel as you're sitting inside the car. You can do your diag, and you've got both hands to work with. Some quick numbers for your hardware people out there. This has a 4-core CPU, which is very quick. It has 5G and 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So if you're out on the road or if you're at the shop, you can use either way to connect to the internet. We'll get to that in just a second. It's got a 10-inch screen and it's got a 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Talking about battery now, if you don't shut down this tool, you just kind of let it go to sleep like that, it's still on, but the screen isn't on. And I'm telling you, I have let this thing sit in my toolbox for days, just sitting there on idle like that. And let's see what the battery says. Very quick startup, even quicker than the reboot. Look at that, 70% battery. I haven't charged this in 4 or 5 days. I've scanned 2 cars with it and I've got 70% battery. This is a fantastic option here. That Samsung, oh my goodness, that thing runs out of battery real quick. I gotta either keep it on the charger or take it off of standby mode and completely power it down, or that battery just gets sucked down to nothing. Much better software and hardware in this tool, but they can afford it. It's pretty heavy. They're not trying to go for thin and light, they're trying to go for rugged and works well. I'm really excited to tell you about all the new features of this tool and how it's going to help me level up as a mechanic. But first, let's talk about the first 2 cars that I was able to diagnose while using it. First, let's go with the Honda Accord. The owner of this car brought it in because he was having problems with the cruise control. It seemed to be random at first, but it kept happening more and more frequently until he just couldn't use it at all. I figured this would be a great first test of the launch ACE scan tool, and it was. Check it out right here on the tree. You can see the top branch of this tree is the ADAS functions, and if we speed this up a little bit, we can scan through all of it, and you can see every single module goes gray
except the one at the very end, IDAS. That one is the only module that car was built with, and that's where our fault codes lie. And I was able to test that module to determine that there's an internal fault with it and it had to be replaced. This diag went really smooth, and because of the topology map, I was able to do it a lot quicker than I expected to. The next repair came only a couple days later with this Corolla. The check engine light was on, so I had to scan it, and of course I'm going to use my new scanner. A quick code scan on there reveals two codes. P0171 for System 2 Lean is the one we're going after. And I was able to easily generate a report, and I could email that to the owner so she could know what I was doing with the car. Now it's time to look at some live data, so let's go ahead and graph that on the screen. We can see what's going on inside the engine, and those codes were not lying. We've got almost 20% of total fuel trim. I'm suspecting a vacuum leak. Let's go ahead and smoke this thing, and there it is. That intake manifold gasket is smoking like a chimney. Look at all that smoke coming out of there. It is time to replace that intake gasket. I'm going to grab this ACE scan tool again to check out the live data after the repair. Now watch how this short-term fuel trim just drops. Do you see that dropping like a rock? That's exactly what you want to see. That new gasket did exactly what we wanted it to. Now the fuel trim is around 5%.
Right now I'm doing a lot to build out this shop, starting right here with the lift. I've got the instruction manual here, still bolting everything together and plumbing it, but I can't wait. This is going to really level up my ability to fix a vehicle. I've got a new air compressor, welder, airline system. All of this is going in, and that's really going to help a lot, but you got to start at square one. I don't know what to fix until I can diagnose it properly, and for that, I'm leveling up my scan tool. This thing has a lot of premium features that are going to be great for when I'm diagnosing a car. Plus, it can be upgraded in the future with new capabilities. How about this? Medium and heavy duty trucks. If you're going to be working on those, you know you need a special scan tool for it. It's all right here. The only thing you have to do is upgrade the ability to communicate with that truck, so you need a VCI module from launch that will communicate with heavy duty. And how about ADAS? Any car built in the last 10 years is going to have some sort of ADAS equipment built right into it. That could be a camera in the windshield, it could be a sonar or a radar in the bumpers. Anything that'll help you drive or park that car safely, it's going to be included on there, and you've got to be able to know how to program those things and calibrate them. This tool can do the calibration part of that if you have any one of the launch ADAS targets that you can use to calibrate those systems using this tool. Any of those launch branded target packages are available for sale separately. You can choose the one that's best for you, and you can mate it with this tool. And of course, how can we be this far into a review without me mentioning system topology? You've seen this already. This is the graphical representation of what all the modules in the car look like. And as you scan it, they'll either be green for good, red for bad, or gray for non-existent. This is so helpful. It tells you which CAN bus that they are communicating on. It's giving you a lot of information to help you get started on that diagnosis. It is invaluable. This tool has it, and those other tools that are what I like to call compromise tools, it's not on there. Of course, for specific makes, you've got different capabilities. Like for Ford, you've got your power balance test. So you can go in here and you can read the power balance for each cylinder in an engine, and you can see if the engine has a mechanical problem inside of it. Also, for Volkswagen Audi, it's got guided system tests. Here's what happens. You have an Audi, you have a Volkswagen come in, you're not sure what the problem is, you haven't seen it before, you can go into this guided test, you can see your trouble code, and it will guide you through each step of the testing process until you come out on the other side with an exact diagnostic, so you're not throwing parts at a car that it doesn't need. Really, really cool. I wish more manufacturers had that. I know a lot of you are into Toyotas, I am too, and I'm really glad that this has module coding, so you can program all sorts of different parameters. You can customize your car to do what you want. Your headlights, your windows, the way the seatbelt chime goes off or doesn't go off. It's all in here. Now, something that this tool has that none of my other tools have, that's going to be Toyota compensation coding for your transmission. You gotta have it if you're replacing a transmission or a transmission control module in a Toyota. You have to reset the compensation code in that new ECU to make sure you get the right shift points. If you don't have it, you gotta send it to the dealer or someone who does, because otherwise the car's just not gonna run right. So what I did is I looked right here on vehicle coverage, and this is another thing that I really like about this tool. I can check the coverage for any vehicle that is out there to see if this tool can do do a transmission compensation code, or whatever it is I'm looking to do on whatever car, I can look it up here. So let's check out the newest 2024 Toyota 4Runner. And there it is right there. You've got transmission compensation code. This is gonna be a game changer for me as a mechanic who wants to work on Toyotas. You gotta have it, and now I do. How about this? How about DOIP? That's Diagnostic Over Internet Protocol. What does that even mean? It means you can get in a car that you're not familiar with and you're gonna need a little bit of help with it. You can get a different adapter that plugs in as a USB onto the tool, and through that, somebody else remotely, anywhere in the world with this tool, can help you out with your diagnostic. If you're stuck on a diagnostic, you can either hire somebody, and there are subscriptions for that, or you can phone a friend and have that person remotely go into your scan tool and run any tests that they want, look at the live data that they need to see, and help guide you through the diagnostic process so you can get that car fixed the first time accurately. As I mentioned before, you're gonna need a USB connector. That's going to interface with your tool right there. And that VCI runs just over $100. You can buy those on Amazon. With as powerful as this tool is, plus the 2 years of free updates, this is going to be my go-to for a long time. You're going to see a lot more of this here on the channel as I diagnose and repair vehicles. This is going to be a lot more expensive than the compromise tools I've been recommending for DIYers. And I still recommend, unless you're looking to level up or if you're a professional. I think this, you can't go wrong with this launch. It's brand new for 2024. It's got the power that you need. It's got no compromises. What else can you ask for? I give this a 5 out of 5. Thanks for watching.